Hi everyone, it's the EnglishSimmer here, and we all know that high school years was a little bit of a hot mess, to put it politely, when it was first released. However, with this in mind, I have decided to make a video that is hopefully gonna help you in your high school years, like, playthrough, just kind of things to make it a little bit more interesting. And these are all the lots that I'm personally gonna be using in my own personal gameplay, in my Let's Play. Lots where my teenagers can gather, focus on their friendships, their homework if they want to, their relationships maybe? If you don't want to go on a date on the pier, these are all the things that your Sims can do. I will hold my hands up and say I was gonna focus a little bit on like the school clubs, because obviously they are rabbit holes and therefore your Sims can't actually like go to the club in the school and like get to know their classmates and stuff, which is one of the downsides that I was talking about. However, there are rooms that kind of allow you to do that in the pre-made high school. There's also a ton of like chess lots and things like that on the gallery, so I kind of went with a more broad scope. Starting off strong with the Olive Garden. This is a lot that I have used in a lot of my Let's Plays before now. I know you might be thinking, what does this English girl from Manchester know about Olive Garden? I know that in 2016 I went on holiday to Orlando, Florida, and Olive Garden was one of my favorite places to get a takeaway from on International Drive. However, I've then tried it in other states and it is atrocious. You can literally change this out for like any like fast food. I know Olive Garden isn't fast food, it's technically a sit-down restaurant, but you know what I mean. It's like middle ground. I definitely feel like it's a place for like teenage first dates, like trying to impress someone for a sit-down meal. You could do a Pizza Hut if you wanted to. You could get a McDonald's in it. I want to know, what is your favorite lot that you've ever downloaded off the gallery? Which is the one that you always go back to? What is it and why? Let me know down in the comments. This is by Elena Tano on the gallery, and like I said, I've used this in a lot of playthroughs. Even if you don't use it like an Olive Garden, I actually just think it's a really nice restaurant. Like, it's laid out nicely. It's kind of got those like muted tones of like browns and creams. It's got outdoor dining. There's like a bigger table back here for like larger families. This is currently the menu, so your like Sims can get some wines if they want. There's also like quite a few like coffees, like orange juice. Not only is this just a space for teens, like your whole family can come here if you do want to celebrate like a teen's birthday or a kid's birthday. You've obviously got the famous breadsticks, which I did actually live off. Probably not too many lactose intolerant ones, but let's be real, who actually uses the lactose intolerant trait? I am actually just now realizing that I've gone very American with these lots, but I do think that the pre-made high school is obviously very Americanized. Jesse actually created an English high school, which I can very much appreciate. And even if you are headcanoning England, I mean, we have a lot of like Ed's Diners and stuff over here. So the one and only Simproved created this American diner furnished. I actually really like all the cars parked around as well. But then if we have a little look inside, this is again a restaurant. I've kind of got all like the food like kind of clumped together a little bit, but this is your standard American diner, like a lot of like different booths to eat in if you're wanting waffles, if you're wanting pancakes. Let's actually check out the menu. Obviously you got your everyday wear, you got your coffees, your milk, your sodas, quite a few different like breads and salads, pretzels, some soup. Maybe you're just pulling up on the side of a road after a little bit of a road trip. It's giving me Little Chef. Oh, R.I.P. Little Chef. I personally would probably add some more ice creams, especially considering we got the ice cream stand on the pier. Maybe your teens can come over here and actually share an ice cream together. To match up perfectly with the American diner, we actually have the pink milkshake diner. This is by lean_cuisine2. This is actually one of the cutest builds I have ever seen. I could imagine this like straight up being in Strangerville, also honestly in Copperdale. Maybe it's giving me the Riverdale vibes, but I absolutely love the look of this place. Like the little porch area, it's like super cute. It's got this black and white marble. It looks like it was designed by Trixie Mattel. You can tell that it's a little like strawberry milkshake theme. They've got all the like Strangerville. I'm fairly sure these are from Strangerville, right? Yes, they are. Thank you very much. I know I'm not a builder, but I do know the Built by Mo catalog. And again, if you just want to like send your teams here like after school to do their homework or something like that, grab a milkshake together. I don't actually think we have milkshakes in the game. So there's just like a lot of like sodas, root beer floats, cream colas. Why do we not have milkshakes? I guess maybe you could add boba onto this now. Yeah, so if you wanted to, you could add the bubble teas, quite a lot of the different sodas that we got in Snowy Escape. We got some smoothies. If you have all the packs, there's definitely a lot of things you can do with these menus. But theirs was set to diner. So once again, you got like the standard menu. I definitely would go in and like edit a lot of these up, add like a fair few ice creams and stuff like that. This lot is technically set to a retail, but I wanted to kind of put it in food because there is actually a little food market, food court outside, and this is actually a mall, and I am in love with this. This lot absolutely blew me out of the water when I saw it. This is the Del Sol Valley Mall by Virgo Cutie 1983. You obviously don't have to have this in San Myshuno, but I absolutely love this lot. So like I said, you've got the little food court outside, all the cars parked up, and then you enter the mall. It's got big Trafford Center energy with this ostentatious fountain right in the middle. You've obviously got some like old staff rooms. They've actually covered up like the foosball table and the ping pong table. Clearly the staff were using them far too much, so this is a no access zone. But if you want to pretend that like your teens are working here, I guess you could have them like spruce this up over time. You got your vending machines, you got like a little clothing store over here, a little arcade for them to play in. You have the virtual games console, darts, chess if they want to, and then also like a console system. I mean, they've even got a dumpster in case you want to go dumpster diving, a little cafe over in this section. Then we have an art gallery, kind of your independent artist. Your sim could also sell their stuff in there if they wanted to. A lot of toilets, which honestly, this is so Trafford Center. A little boutique, romantic boutique. A massage, like spa area over here, so your sims can get a massage, they can get their nails done, they can have a little like hand and foot massage if they want to. Smart, fancy boutique that they have over here, very prim and proper. And then on the upper floor, we actually have a freaking retro bowling alley. How sick is this? This is why I actually chose this lot, because I was like, wow. The customizability on this one, like all the different things that you could get up to, it's a great place just to have like everything all in one place. And then you also have a little nightclub, which I don't think the Posh Boutique would be very happy to have this on top. Following on with like the gaming theme, I guess you could say, if you have watched any of my LPs, you will definitely recognize this place. It's actually the Game Over Arcade by Supixels over on the gallery. I think this is so cool. I will even overlook the fact that they spell out arcade in English, which usually I'm not a fan of. I tend to try and not have lots that do that. However, I can't ever ignore this arcade. It has like a bar in the middle. Again, it has like a little DJ and dance floor section. You got all your video games, which I just want an arcade pack. I want an arcade stuff pack. I know we're not getting stuff packs anymore. I know we haven't had one since Paranormal Stuff, but I'm still holding out hope, you know? There's also a little like TV over here in case you just want to sit and hang, and there's also some vending vending machines, chess table, and then downstairs, it just keeps getting better. Yes, this may be overwhelming to some people's eyes. I actually really like the design of this though. I think it feels like very retro arcadey. I will say I'm not a massive fan of the glass toilets. Everyone can see you peeing. I would personally change that up for a little bit of privacy. But you've got this like little poker room over here. This feels like the over 18s area where you can play poker, you can play some darts. There's like a little jukebox. This is the PC Master Race area. So you got a load of gaming PCs set up. And then this is your like virtual gaming section that your Sims can hang out in. And once again, another sort of cinema area with a bar, kind of a chill zone space with like iPads, future cubes. Definitely can see the cool kids hanging out down here, claiming it as their own, pushing the nerds off to one side and being like, oh yeah, like this was cool because the nerds started coming here, but we're gonna make it cooler with our presence, and then the nerds don't actually get to use it. And if that still isn't enough gaming for you, look at this absolute masterpiece. It's the Willow Gaming Center by Hope 32013. It's covered in void critters and graffiti, and it also just looks really cool. You got like this blue layer, this green layer, this red layer. But let's actually have a look at what's in it. So you got like these superheroes dressed up. I will say I would definitely change all of the doors to like just gender neutral. Definitely got a feeling of those like places in shopping centers where you can kind of just drop your teenagers off, pay like a $5 for them to play video games whilst you do your shopping. You got a fair few games consoles set up on the middle layer with a bunch of like really sick teen decoration. Again, I really feel like your teenagers are gonna love hanging out here. And then on the top floor, you got some bubble blowers if your teens are into that. Some little spaces just for them to hang out and chat. I call these board games in The Sims 4, considering we don't have like any traditional board games, which, come on, where are our snakes and ladders? Where's our like D&D that we can play with our teens? You have your Don't Wake the Llama tables, a little bit of a dance floor karaoke session. I can see why this layer is definitely red, just to cover up from the blood that will be dripping from your ears whilst they're all doing karaoke. This lot right here was actually built for my Pride Shell Challenge of 2022. I basically made the progress flag that people could like take and decorate it to however they wanted to. This was an amazing entry by Zimtia, and it's the open air cinema / refuge. This has definitely got a lot of werewolves in it, so I will give you a heads up on that front. But can we just appreciate how much detail has gone into this? Obviously, these items like back here, like the trailers, are debug. However, your Sims can actually use these tents if they want to. This feels like a nice area that like your teenagers have just reclaimed and sort of made their own. You know that no like adult Sims are gonna be coming over here because they'll be like, no, that's where the youths hang out. So in this first bit, you have a little like band section with a stage. It's so sick. A little dance floor in case you do want to have a little bit of a boogie. Just casual hangouts, really. Again, some more like games, and then you got your toilets over here. I absolutely love when they use these monsters in like toilets and showers. I think it's so freaking cute. And then upstairs, you can actually go through these little archways, and then you've got a cinema over here. Obviously, it's why it's an open air cinema, and it's kind of just this funky little space that the teenagers have decked out to call their own. I am in love with it. Like, this is literally the staging from Get Famous, and I just think it's such a cool use of so many objects. Genuinely, you lot blow me away with your creativity every single day. And then I figured if you don't want to have like an old reused sort of cinema, I would put in a traditional one. So this is the Gold Movie Cinema by Cray Joe. Honestly, it just looks like every cinema ever. I think it's gonna fit into a lot of worlds. I actually do think it would fit in quite well with Copperdale. I did say in my World and Townie overview of Copperdale that I really wished the sort of like cinema shell that they have in Copperdale was just like a rabbit hole that your Sims could go into, and then maybe you'd get like a pop-up saying like, oh, your date wants to like make a romantic, like try to put their arm around you, and like, what do you want to do? How do you want to react? If you're watching a scary film, if they're watching a kid's film, maybe your Sim snorts too loudly and they hear it, and that's like super embarrassing. I just think that would have been great. So I figured this was the next best thing, just to have a regular cinema in your world. I will say with this one, I would probably take out a few of like these back row chairs and maybe just add in some couches so that in case you do come on a date to the cinema, your Sim can actually like snuggle a little bit, because right now that's not possible. But upstairs there is actually a little like VIP section which actually does have some sofas, and you can still like see the movie. It's in its own little like balcony bit. I don't know about you, but I spent a lot of time bowling as a kid and a teen. I did bowling so much that there was actually a bomb scare at the bowling alley that I was in once. I had just finished primary school and my sister accidentally left her car keys in the bowling alley, so we couldn't like drive away, and I was really, really upset by the fact that I had all my like primary school books in the back of her car, and if the bowling alley was gonna blow up, her car was probably gonna go with it because we were parked right next door, and I was terrified that I was gonna lose all of my work from year 6. That just goes to show how much of a freaking teacher's pet I was in primary school. I was head girl, what can I say? But this is the ultimate bowling alley by Natalie_Nats with 2 Z's at the end, obviously using a lot of bowling stuff on this one. Very like retro vibes, which is actually what I really like about bowling stuff. You got 3 lanes down in the bottom over here, and then sort of like your diner area where you can hang out, and then upstairs you have 4 more lanes and another sort of like diner area. They even added in the party room. Every single bowling alley has the party room, and if you weren't having a party like the day that you went bowling, you always got so jealous like seeing kids in here. It always has really big windows, so all the other kids who are like sat over here with their parents are like, I want to get a party bag. I want to get a bowling trophy, which I actually had a bowling party and I never got one of the pin trophies. And then once again, you got some arcades. So a lot of these builds are like multifunctional, which I think is always a good thing. I myself love getting my Sims out of the house and doing things that don't just like completely revolve around drinking. I just don't think you can ever have enough of these types of lots, which I guess is why they're called lots, because I have lots of them. This industrial dance studio by iTriplets is probably the lot that ties into the most to like the clubs that we get in high school years, because we know that we get a cheerleading club. That is no surprise to anybody. And I figured if you wanted them to still like practice cheerleading at the weekend or work on their athletic skills, also football as well, you could just use this as a gym. And I do think it's a nice place for your teenagers to hang out. So you've got kind of this like gym yoga area. You can also grab like a sports massage if you're here. You got your bog standard toilets and like changing rooms. And then upstairs, you actually have 2 different dance studios. So you got this one, which has like a little bit more of like a DJ vibe. And then you have this one with like a piano. So maybe like a ballet recital over here. But what I was actually thinking is you could keep one of these as a dance studio. And then the second one, you could maybe like turn into a chair area. So you could just delete this and then you could type in chair, get one of the big chair mats and place that down instead of a dance floor, and then have your cheerleaders meet up here, practice their routines and stuff like that. I just think it's such a sweet lot as well. I will say I was never a dancer. I went to 1 ballet lesson, saw a daddy long legs in the corner, screamed the place down and refused to ever go back. I was more of a football girly. I know I'm not like the other girls, but I can imagine if I went to dance school, that's the type of dance school I would want to go to. This is by far one of my favorite lots I've ever found on the gallery. This is the Roller Skate and Dance by Emmy V. Tuber, and I absolutely love this because it reminds me so much of being like a kid and a teenager. I am an avid roller skater. I absolutely love skating on inlines. I actually did just buy some quads because this is the year where I'm gonna teach myself to skate on quads. I went recently. It was a lot of fun. I could kind of do it, but I'm not great. So I bought these to try and encourage me. But is this not just sick? Obviously, you're gonna need seasons for the roller rink. And then you have like a lot of like dance floors, a DJ booth, your toilets, obviously. I think it's so simple, but this is just something that I feel like teenagers are gonna absolutely freaking love on like a Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, coming down here and hanging out with each other. Once again, this sketchy skate park by Moji is a lot that I have gone back to time and time again. I used it in my Runaway Teen challenge. I absolutely adored it. I just think it's a sick place, and it's like so different to like so many other lots for your teenagers. I also feel like this would be good in Copperdale because there's some like things around the world, like this sofa I'm fairly sure is like included somewhere in the world. There's like classed as a little teen hangout near a bridge, and again it's kind of just that like reused like refuge that your teenagers can go to. Obviously we don't have skateboards. There is actually a skating mod, but this is just like for decor half pipe. However, your Sims can like go up it and they can like watch TV up here. There's like a sofa over here, so they can just sit and like hang out and chat with one another. It's also got a basketball net. There's loads of graffiti patches, so if you have like a creative Sim who gets it out of their system by doing graffiti, you can have them come over here. And I feel like there's so much you can add to this as well. Like if you have all of the packs, you can kind of just like shift this space to like make it what you want. Exquisite. This tiny little lot over here is kind of a dark horse. I imagine it's currently set to residential, so I would maybe change this to like a bar scenario. But this is the Music Band Room by 0906 Lady. This one's definitely a little bit more niche because it is literally just what it says on the tin. It's kind of a little hangout for, say, if you have a teenager who really likes music, aka Celeste in my current high school years Let's Play. I know we don't have bands in the game right now, but you got this little like station set up over here so they can come play some keyboard, guitars. You've also got the little busker station over here. They can tell some jokes, they can do some poetry reading. So again, just a little lot that's kind of versatile for a lot of different like hobbies, I can imagine. And again, if you want to, I know we don't have an official bands pack, which this is my plea for a bands game pack. I want it so badly. But if you make like a get-together club that is actually like a band and have them play instruments and stuff like that, I definitely think this is a very, very usable venue. And finally, to wrap it all up, if you want kind of all of this under one roof and you only really want to like dedicate one or two lots to it, I would highly, highly suggest this teen hangout by Relly Sem. So again, you kind of got a couple of things for kids to do. You got some monkey bars, you got this massive basketball court, which I actually really love the look of. I've never thought to like put these two together and create like an actual court. You got some bowling alleys, some little like arcade games, and definitely some food in case your Sims do actually get hungry. Love the little subtle rainbow lighting that we have going on here. Appreciate the effort. Another bubble blower, a dance floor DJ section, karaoke if you fancy it. And then this is what I mean by an all-rounder. You've got an art station, a crafting station. If your Sims have like different things that they want to focus on, this is definitely the place to do it. You got some gaming PCs. Over here, you just got like a little TV, virtual games console, little hangout over here with like rockets that Sims have made, a little jacuzzi area, a fire pit. This lot literally has it all. This is your bathroom, which they have actually used my favorite toilet from the game. And then on the top floor, you got a little bit of a bar vibe with a foosball table, and then also a little like band area over here. And then this is obviously the sort of hangout area, if you will. I don't want this video getting demonetized, but popcorn maker in case you get the munchies, if you catch my drift. And also some fireworks, which I don't agree with, but you know what? Teens will be teens. Also, if you want to access it, there's also a telescope, which honestly, you could get rid of this. Look at how satisfying this is. That's the telescope that we had to deal with for years. You could just add one of these bad boys now. Although a little bit creepy, looks like you're creeping on the kids who are hanging out at the sketchy skate park. But yeah, there we have it. Those are all of the lots that I'm probably going to be putting in to my save file. I'm definitely going to be using a lot of these like off screen in my own personal gameplay, because I honestly just think they're sick. And like I said, anything that kind of encourages my Sims to get out of the house, hang out with their friends, even being able to like study outside the house is something that I really enjoy. So I hope this video helped. I hope that it maybe inspired you to maybe build some of your own lots depending on your Sims like personalities and like hobbies that they're into, or download some of these lots from all the incredible creators that were mentioned in this video, which can I just say big thank you to every single one of these builders. Absolutely smashed it. I appreciate you all so much. Let me know which one of these lots you download and why you downloaded it, who you're hoping to use it with, and I will speak to you all in my next one. Bye now.